Hello everyone, my name is Sudhanshu Srivastava, and today I'm taking this session of the macOS upgrade to the Erase install script and using Jamflow. So this script and this process is applicable for both the Intel and the Apple Silicon macOS devices. And so we are going to see how we are going to use the Erase install script, how to make it customizable to our requirements, and how we are going to deploy it. So I will try to share all the step-by-step process, what I have like done for my environment, and if there is any changes that you are required, you can make that one in your environment, and then you can easily deploy. And I will also try to make this process as an automatic process, like after the upgrade, if the installer is removed from the device, then it will again get cached. So I will try to explain you the everything. And so this session is going to divide it into the basically seven sections. So every section has a very important role to play, and I am trying to cover it from the basics to the advanced. And if you have any questions regarding any sections, you can ask me after that section, or we are going to have a question session also in the end. So you can have all your questions, all your doubt in place. I will ask like after each section is over, so you can like share your questions, and then I'll try to answer that or after that section. So these are the basically seven sections, and the first five sections are the first five sections. You can basically say the five policies we are going to set up in the Jamf, and these five policies are going to work for your macOS upgrade process. Every section from 1 to 5 is like interlinked with the next section. So if the section 1 is complete, then only section 2 will implement section 2, then section 3, then section 4, then section 5. I will try to explain one by one. So but first, like before starting like about the sections, and like I mean how it is going to work, first we need to understand what is erase install and why we are going to use the erase install. So erase install is not a basically a script. It's a complete package, and in the old in the when the Macs have only the Mac, and I mean the Macs like in the past when they have only Intel devices, then we are using a script that will only give you a black screen when you click on the upgrade, and it will not have any dialog boxes, or the GUI was not very good when we are going for the macOS upgrade. But this Erase install scripts has many other features, and it will support the Apple Silicon Mac. So we are going to use the Erase install script in this session, and how we are going to set it up. So it will just like any other macOS upgrade script, Erase install is also going to use the start to install command. It is going to run it as a binary, and it will reinstall the macOS on your devices. So, but Erase install is not a, just I told you, it's not a one script. It has other components also, which make it as a complete package, which make this workflow very smooth and reliable. So they are the basically two components. That is the Mist CLI. So basically, that Mist is basically is your for macOS install or download and the firmware, and the other is a shift dialog. So shift dialog is basically is for your dialog boxes that will interact with the user actually, and they will their actions will be dependent upon the users, what user wants to do with the upgrade. So these two components also come with the erase installed complete package actually. So Mist, see, so this is just an overview of this like Erase install, and so we are going to see what are the components of the Erase install and how we can use it in an environment and according to the client requirement. So so the basic requirement you can see like we know like every script needs to be run as a sudo, and to require Mac OS 11 and the newer, and the APFS we know that is the default after the this after the 10.13. This is the default APFS we have it. So the latest version of the Erase install is the version 31, and that is we are going to use it uh, for the process for the upgrade process now. So I'll move forward with the method. So now we know about the erase install scripts. It has two components, that is the Miss CLI and the other is the dialog box. Miss CLI is on for the downloading your installer and dialog box is you for getting the pop-up message on the display. Okay. Now there are two methods actually, two methods. So for where so you can prepare this one. So the first method is like erase install will give you a package actually. It will give you the package and that package will have the Miss CLI package and it will have the Swift dialog package and it will have the erase install. So either you can download the package and you can upload the package into the Jamf and you can deploy it. So this is the one way, but you won't be able to control the erase install script. So whatever the script will do, you have to follow that process. You won't be able to edit anything. Then the other method is like we can download the installer or we can download the script, we can edit it according to our environment requirement, and then we can upload into the Jamf and we will place the script in the same location where it is getting installed, the default location, that is library and management. So we have the two process in place. So basically I am going with the script part. I'm going to download the script, I'm going to edit it, and then I'm going to upload into the Jamf. So I'm not going with the package because it has a limitations. I feel like we cannot control the behavior of the erase install. We cannot modify according to our environment. But I'm going with the script part. So in this whole session, we are going with the downloading the scripts, editing it, and then uploading into Jamf. So this session will follow that process. Okay. So now let's start with the macOS upgrade preparation. So the basic. So there are many ways like the installer that you can get over the internet, and there are the many ways that we can package the macOS. So in this session, one more thing I forgot. In this session, we are going to we are going with the 13.6 actually 13.6.1. So I'm going to take this upgrade from Mac OS Monterey to Mac OS Ventura, but the same process can be applicable for Mac OS Ventura to Mac OS Sonoma also. Okay, so the basic requirement is the installer. We need an installer to have a upgrade in the place. So there are the many ways through which we can get the installer. So we can get the install assistant package from the internet, and then we can have it and we can upload into the Jam, and then we can download through the script, the installer, and then we can package it and upload into the Jam. And the third and the most important part, erase install script also has the you can say that the benefit that it can also download the installer also for you in the it will also download the installer, the current installer, and it will upgrade your macOS devices. So there are many ways that you can use it. So it's totally depend upon the your environment how you use it. So basically, I am going to here tell you like how to download the installer, how to package it, and how to upload into the Jam, and how to create a policy, caching policy. So these four parts is going to cover into the section one. So first for downloading the installer and packaging it. So for downloading, I'm going to use the Mac admin scripts. So I think you can see the install macOS.md. I think you can see the link here. So with this link, you can download the complete folder. And in this complete folder, you will get an install macOS.py script. So this script is, basically it's going to give you all the options of the installer that is available, and it will let you choose which installer you want. So since we want Ventura 13.6.1 that is recently released, so I think in the screenshot you can see after running the command. And okay, so how to run the script? So I've already mentioned the command like sudo python 3, and then you have the path of the install macOS.py. So you have to just drag and drop your script from that folder to the terminal, and you have to just press the enter. So you will see a list of all the options, all the installer that is available for you download. So since we are going with the macOS Ventura 13.6.1, so I have typed the 29. So I think you can see like a choose a product to download. I have selected 29 and that started downloading. So since the install is around 12 to 13 or 13 GB, so it will take some time to download it. So once it is downloaded, okay, so it will give you the location where it is downloaded, and it will be a DMG file. It is not going to be a PKG file. So DMG file, like uploading into Jamf, that I would not recommend you to upload the DMG file, and uh, it is not the process that I follow generally. So I will convert this DMG file into the PKG file. Okay, so I'm going to convert this DMG into the PKG so that I can easily upload into the Jamf and I can start with the process. So for that one, I'm going to use a mega packager script. So you can download the script from this link. This link is already given. I've given you the link. You can download the package. You can download the mega packager script. Same way, you have to open the terminal. You have to type sudo sh and you have to run the script. I think you can see on the screenshot that I have attached. So it after running the script, it will ask you for the app path. So app path is basically is the path where your installer is located. So suppose so I generally use to have the installed in the application folder, and suppose you have the installer present in the library or in your environment you have any other location. So where you want to cache the installer on a user machine, from that point of view, you will mention the app path. So since I want it into the applications folder, so I will just drag and drop the installer in the app path, and then it will start creating a PKG file for me. So it will take some time. So I think you can see it took me around 53 minutes to 11 seconds to prepare the package file. And once that is done, it will run fine. Your package will be your Mac OS Ventura 13.6 package will be created. That will be ready for the your upload into the Jam. Now, suppose in these two process, like downloading and creating it, you may get some errors. Actually, you may get some errors like it is something is broken or something is not running. It's not an issue. It could be like you can just try it on another Mac. So if you try on the another Mac, it will work fine. Or you don't have the sudo permissions, or you're using some other users. So you have to just make sure like you are the local ADM, the 501 account, the one who is using downloading this one and packaging it. So it will help you. Okay. So otherwise you can try on another Mac. It will definitely solve that issue. Sometimes the Mac also has some issues while running the system. Okay. So these are the so now we have downloaded the installer 13.6. We have packaged it and our package is ready to be uploaded into the Jamf. So uploading the package into the Jamf is very easy. You have to go to the the management setting, packages, and you have to upload your package there. So you can have your category and everything according to your requirement. So this way, like you have uploaded the package into the Jamf. Now the next part is like before you moving for creating the policy, we need the replication, the Jamf admin replication also needs to be done in order to the package to be properly cached or properly installed on the machine. So we'll go to the Jamf admin and then we'll complete the replication. So now our package is also uploaded. Now we are going to create the policy, the cache, or you can say the install macOS installer cache macOS Ventura installer policy. So this is going to be our first policy in this process. So it's very. I mean, you can go to the Jamflow server. You can go to the click on computers policies and new. Just like a new policy, like you do it. You mention the display name, you category. Now the trigger execution is the important part here in this policy creation. Okay, so the trigger I'm mentioning is the recurring checking. I want the Mac OS to have the package on the next check-in, but execution frequency is once every day. Now that must be the question, like why you have once every day, why not once per computer? So Execution frequency is once every day. I will explain to you after some time. Once I will explain all the, this policy, then it will be easy to understand. But for the time being, it is once per day. So automatic recheck-in, that we generally use. We don't want the if the policy is getting failed, we give it 3 attempts, and then you can locate the package, and then you can make other settings. That since it is a deployment one, so it is fine. We don't need to use self-service, or we just scope it, and then we click on the save button. Now this is just a policy upload. Now the question, the main important part, why you have chosen the once every day, because in the targets, in the policy one, the targets and the exclusions, these two plays a very important role actually. We are going to use the smart groups, and smart groups we know rely on the check-in. Okay, so suppose I have a macOS devices, I ran the upgrade, user ran the upgrade, and upgrade started. Okay, but for something happens, mid of the upgrade, or the installer was or installer is prepared, but after some time, it was not launched, or the upgrade didn't happen, and Mac restarted, and it is again came back to the Monterey, and the user didn't find the installer. Okay, I'm just so what will happen? So are you going to flush the policies one by one, or uh, and you will not get any error message also in this one. So I will explain to you at the end why you will not get any error message in this. You will not get any failed status of the policy. You will not see anything, any policy failed. Any computers failed. You will always see as a completed. So how you will be sure, like if I made a process in place and it is working without any interruptions. So in the targets, in the targets of this policy one, you have the macOS Monterey or macOS Ventura and macOS Ventura compatible macOS devices. That is basic. That is going to be have to do. But in the exclusions part, we are going to exclude the 13.6 cache. macOS Ventura installer 13.6 cache macOS devices. We are going to exclude the macOS Ventura and above, macOS Ventura and above macOS devices. So these two devices, these two smart groups, we are going to add into exclusion. Now, suppose your Mac restarted, you are back to the login window, okay, and you are back to the login window, and then your inventory update happened, and your Jamf will found out like, okay, now you don't have the installer, and you are still on the Monterey. So on the next day after 24 hours, you on the next after 24 hours, installer will again get caching. I think you can understand, right, how it is happening. So we have a smart group in the exclusion that is 13.6 cache, right? You are the part of that. If you have the cache, you are the part of that smart group. But since your upgrade didn't happen, and your Mac restarted and you are still on Monterey, so you will be gone out from that 13.6 cache smart group, and you will back to the normal. So after 24 hours, you will again be a part of the normal group. So you will again get the cache. You will again get the installer getting installed on your machine. So so I think this process you have understand, right? Like how it is happening, how the caching is happening. If you have any questions here, I can take it in this caching process, how it is happening, and uh, anyone have any questions in this one, in this section?
No, Sudhanshu, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have any questions, we can collate it and we can ask you later on the after the session, so it would be
Okay,
easy.
okay. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, so now we have the installer in place and we have the installer policy, the policy one that is that will cache your installer. So everything is in now the first policy in the place. Now the main part is now come the erase install script. Now we have to get the erase install script in the place so that we can go forward with the process. So as I've already told you, I'm going to download and package the erase install script. So because why? Because I want to make it as a custom according to my requirement, client's requirement, and I want to have the branding also. Okay. So I have downloaded the script. I have already mentioned you the if you look at the point two, you can see the script is there. So I have already down. I mean, you can download the script from this one, and then you can edit this script via any text editor, BB edit or Atom or any text editor you have it. You can modify the messages or dialog boxes or the icons according to your requirement. You have to just make sure whatever changes you are making, you have tested on a test machine or you have tested it locally on a machine to before implementing. And then now you have your edited script in place. Okay, now you have your edited script in place. But as I told you, erase install script will not work on its own. It needs other two components also. That is the Miss CLI and the Swift dialog box. Okay, because erase install scripts have the inbuilt component that it will first try to find the package installed. Like if the package is Miss CLI and Swift dialog is there, then it is fine. Okay, then it will the this install script will work. Otherwise, if these two components are not there, it will try to download it. Okay, so because I don't want to touch the major portion of the script. Okay, so I have the Miss CLI and Swift dialog box packages prepared. I have it downloaded from the internet, and so I got it. And so you can also like have the I think from the downloading the script part, you can get all these two packages also, and then you can have it. And so now the next part is uh, now you need that erase install script as a package. Now the default location of this script is going to be is like library management erase install folder, and then erase install script will be there. That is the default location where the erase install script will be installed. Okay, so now I think now I'm going to use the composer, and I think from the screenshot you can see I have created the directories library management erase install, and then I copied the script there. Okay, then I use a composer, I dragged and drop into the composer, and then I created a package out of it. So my package, I think from the screenshot one, you can see the library management erase install. So this is the same way like you can also package it package it and upload into the jam. Erase install script will require a post install script that is very important, and there you can get the erase install script from the like erase install post install script. I have already mentioned you the path in the bottom at the point 6. In this location you can or I mean you can easily get the post install script and you can copy and paste into the composer post install script. You can copy and paste this one. This is important because it will try to have the CLI and the dialog box, and it will try to set up your releases also. It will the process will be smooth while the deployment of the release install. So you can create a package, this release install, and then you can may upload into the jam. So in this section, like we have discussed about downloading the script, editing it, what are the two components, Miss CLI and Swift dialog box package. So all that now we have all the three packages in place. Now we are going to just upload these three packages into the jam. Now you must be wondering why, like uploading the part we know like how to upload the packages in Jamf and create a policy. Now you must be like the question is why Miss CLI and dialog box and erase install is the first. So why have kept Miss CLI dialog box first and second? Because your erase install script is going to first look for the packages whether the Miss CLI and dialog box is there or not. If they are there, okay, then it will work smoothly. Your erase install script will will successfully install. Otherwise, if any of the two components is not there, you will get an error. Okay, because we have used a script, we have not used a package. Okay, if you download the package, I think from the first point, if you download the package, you will get all the miscli and the dialog box package along with the erase install package, all three in the one package. But since we have used a custom script, so I have to upload the miscli first, then dialog box second, and then the erase install second to have the proper workflow of the erase install script. Now, uploading the package is, I already explained you have to go to the packages and upload all the three, and then you can mark it as one, two, three, so that the packages will get installed one by one. So this is going to be okay. So the uploading is fine, and now we have also created a policy also. So policy, you can mention the name as a erase install deployment. We are going to deploy to all the machines, and the trigger is recurring check-in, and the execution frequency is ongoing. Okay, but it is ongoing. It should not be ongoing. It should be like once per computer or once per day. It should not be ongoing. I think that is my mistake. This should not be ongoing actually. Otherwise, it will keep on deploying after every check-in. So I will have a look at this one, and you can change it to once per day or once per computer according to your requirement. Okay. So, but I am going to use what I have used here. I'm going to use once per. I'm going to use once per day actually because I will explain to you in the later part the flow chart so that you will are able to understand why it is once per day. Okay, so now we have the package uploaded. Now we have the script uploaded. So all the components or scripts are there. So now the third part is this one. No, I think this section I will cover in the after some time. This is a breakdown of the script. So that I will say cover it after some time. So I will go through the next section. That is the section 3 of the macOS upgrade message to the user. Now this is going to be as a policy 3 for us in the Jam. Okay. So in the policy 1, we have cache the installer. In the policy 2, we have installed the erase install script. Okay, now the third part is now we are ready for the upgrade. We have the installers in place. We have the install script in the place. Now the third part is letting the user know that they are ready for the upgrade. Okay, so this is the dialog box that custom dialog box that is there. So you can use this script that will let the user know like okay they are ready for the upgrade. They can click OK and they can go to the self service and they can click on the macOS upgrade venture upgrade. Okay, so this is the script. So you can modify your display message according to your requirement, and then you can uploading this script into the Jam. I think this is the easy part. So I will move forward with the creating a policy for macOS, I mean, Ventura upgrade message. So you can mention it as a policy number 3 and the display message for macOS Ventura upgrade. Category is fine, macOS Ventura upgrade that is fine. Recurring check-in once per day. Again, this is once per day because we want the user to be reminded every day that they have to upgrade their system to Ventura. So this is once per day. Okay. So now the part, okay, now I will tell you like, so I will again start it from the policy 1. What was our target? So our target was macOS Monterey machines and macOS Ventura compatible machines. Okay. Now, what will be the scoping, the target for the policy 2, that is erase install. Okay, it will be the same as the policy 1, macOS Monterey, macOS devices on Monterey or macOS Ventura compatible. Okay, so these two will be the target same for policy 1 and policy 2. Now, what should be the target for policy 3? Like, what should be the target for policy 3? How the users which user going to receive this message and how they are going to upgrade the machine and they don't face any issue. So that is the target. What is the target for the target? I mean, for the policy 3. the display message, because from here the upgrade process will start. Okay, so the target is like, if you apply the logic, like the user should have the macOS installer cache, and the user should have the macOS sorry, and the user should have the erase install script installed. So if both of these components are there on a machine, we want the user to upgrade. We want to let the user know, okay, now you can upgrade your macOS devices. Okay, so that's why I created a smart group. I'm going to discuss the smart groups after, I think, the all the sections. So you just keep a note, like we are going to use the smart group macOS Ventura installer and erase installed. So if these two criteria are filling that smart group, okay, the user will receive the message and they can proceed. Okay. If any one of these things are missing, the users are not going to receive the upgrade message and they won't be able to upgrade. So that is the target for this one. Okay. Now, now this is the part. Okay, this is the fourth part. Okay, this is the policy four. So the policy four is basically your macOS Ventura upgrade from the self-service. I think you have. I think you must also have been using the self-service for upgrading to the Ventura Sonoma. So user log into the self-service. User go to the installer, okay, icon, and they click on upgrade. That is the process that user follows. Okay, but from our side, like so we like from our side, how we set up into the jam so that the process should be smooth. Okay, so we are going to create a policy that is a self-service policy, okay, for the macOS Ventura upgrade. So as you can see, we can click on the computers policy new. We can give them the name of the upgrade to macOS Ventura, check-in and ongoing because it is self-service. And then we are going to select the files and processes tab. So your files and processes tab. So what is happening in the why we are configuring the files and process? So files and process tab is the command which we are going to use here is basically going to run your erase install script that we have installed in the policy 2, and that erase install script is going to take care of the installer that we have installed from the policy 1. Okay, so the command that we are going to use is the library management erase install.sh. Okay, that is for triggering the erase install. Now whatever the option is there, OS 13 reinstall, check power, confirm, fs, minimum drive. These are according to the, it's totally depend upon the environment to environment, and so you can modify it according to your requirements. Okay, so what this command means, so I will tell you, I will take you back actually. So this is the one. So you can see, right, I try to break down everything. So library management erase install.sh. Okay, this is where we have installed the erase install. I think you have remember, like this is a, like where we have installed the erase install, and this is going to be called from. Okay, now the OS 13 is like this tells the is install the major version of Mac OS to use. So suppose if we have a cache Sonoma, so we are going to use OS 14. Okay, we are applying the limitations. Okay, we don't want the erase install to have any version of the Mac OS to get installed. We are controlling the erase install. We want only OS 13, any version 13.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we want it 13. Okay, and now reinstall. This is going to be tell you the, like we have to only reinstall the OS. We are just going to upgrade it, or so without erasing the hard drive. Okay, we are not going to erase the hard drive and do the upgrade. We are just going to use the reinstall. If you want to have the data also needs to be wiped, you can use the erase install command. That is there. Erase install, not reinstall. Only reinstall we use when we have to upgrade without wiping the hard drive. Check power. So this is the basic thing. Actually, the check power, we want to make sure that power adapter is always connected while we are working, while we are upgrading the macOS devices. Confirm. What is confirm? So confirm is basically, so suppose I am a user and I am ready for the upgrade. Okay, I went to the self service. I clicked on the upgrade button. Okay, and after like few seconds or something happens, I don't want to do the upgrade now. I think okay, but I have clicked on the upgrade button. I don't want to do the upgrade now. I want to do it after some time. So this is if once the user click on upgrade button, it will ask you for the confirmation, like whether you want to do the upgrade right now or not. Okay, so this is a confirmation. So user can click on confirm okay, and user can click on cancel. If the user clicks on okay, the upgrade will proceed, and if the user click on cancel, the upgrade will not start. So this is just a like confirmation from the user whether you are ready for the upgrade or not. And so FS, so FS and no FS. These two are the main two features of the Erase install. So FS means full screen. So I think you have also seen in the past when we used to upgrade a macOS devices from the uh, you can say High Sierra to Mojave. Okay, so like we used to, I used to see a black screen where it says like your Mac OS is ready for, I mean, it's getting prepared, and there is a logo of that installer. Nothing, only a black screen was there. Nothing. I don't know what is happening in the background. I don't know how much time it will take. Nothing I know. So full screen means it will prepare your installer. Okay, so it will prepare your installer in the full screen, and no FS. If I add no FS, it will prepare your installer in the small screen. Like you will be able to see the desktop, but there will be a small screen that will let you know how much the installer is completed and how much it is prepared. So I am going to use FS according to my client's requirement. I am going to use FS, but no FS is also very good features. Like while testing, you can have the no FS in place so that you can also work and you can also test the upgrade. So minimum drive space, that is the minimum space, the hard disk or the required. So I am going with the 30 GB. So 30 GB, I mean the minimum that is required. So you can have it change actually. So cleanup after use. So now the cleanup after use. So what is this? So what is what is going to clean up? So so what is happening actually? So this okay. So this erase install script. Okay. So this is so if I choose the cleanup after use, it will once the upgrade is happened and Mac restarted, okay, then it will remove the erase install components that we have installed from the system. Whatever the things I think you can see in the packages, right? Library management, erase install asset, it is going to be removed from the system after the cleanup after use. Okay, so now what is the use? The use is just like that we don't want to be like, since our system is upgraded, we don't want any utility to be present to interfere with the minor updates or something. So we would just want to be the cleanup after use. Okay, and so these are the basic commands that we can use for both Intel and both for the M1 machines. Now the other part is the very important part actually, and that is for the Apple Silicon actually. So Apple Silicon basically requires a user authentication when we are going for the upgrade. Okay, it will prompt for the user's username and the password to start the upgrade. Okay, so that is the case only in the Intel machine. That is the case only in the only the Apple Silicon machine. So Erase install has a feature also to tackle this problem also to the credentials. Okay, so I think if you can look into the example, or you can see like, please note that the password is sent in the plain text. Okay, so now this is a very risky actually. So what we are going to do is, so suppose you have a password like Apple is a password. For example, let's take example, Apple is a password. So you have to change into the base 64. You have to encrypt it. Okay, you have to change into the base 64. You have to use the this command, print the command after the example that I have written to encode it. you have to encrypt it or encode. I mean, you have to make it even in a coding language. So I think you can see the password is user HCS. So that is converted into the code DXNLCL. So this is the code. This is the code that we are going to pass it through the R erase install script, not the script, files and processor. So if you can see, go down into the green, you can see like the library management and you can see the very insecure mode that is required. That is the requirement. Hyphen credentials, and this is the one. Okay. So what is so okay? Let me tell you that user SCS is the username and the pass 1234 is the password. Okay. So it has encrypted both of them in a single one. So this credentials you need to pass it from the policy number 4 that is we have created. Okay. And then user will not see any authentication pop-up display message when they update from the self-service. So like this is like the process like you can want or you can have them enter their username and password. It will also work. It is not any issues. If you want, you can make use of this process, and the other one, the user can also enter the username and password. So I think this is the section like I think you have understood. So the first part basically covers the default options that we have it. Apart from this, there are others option also that we can use it. So you can go to that in the section one. I have given you the link for the series install. So you can have a look at the section one and section two. So it will give you a more idea. And this is how we are going to pass the credentials in the Apple Silicon machines. Okay. So macOS is this is we have already covered it. Okay. So I think now you have understood like the paste and below the command is the execute command. After this one, you are going to create a self-service tab. You are going to mention the name, upgrade, description, whatever is the requirement you want to mention, and then you can click save. Now in the target is same. The target will be the same. Like user should have both installer and erase installed smart group. These two are the important parts. So user should have both of them installed. If it's there, it will upgrade. If it's not there, it will not upgrade. I think something must be missing. That's why the user is not part of this smart group. Okay, so now we have created the this one also. We have created the self-service policy also. Now we will come with the inventory startup update at startup. Now, why we need an inventory update at startup since we have everything in place? Why we need inventory? We have already set it up. So it's just an optional actually. It's just an optional. So I will when I will explaining you the workflow, then you will able to understand why we need it. And so it's just a very simple one. You can go to create new policies, and you can just make it to the like ongoing and trigger should be the startup. Okay, so the trigger should be the startup so that you can have it. And can you hear my voice? I'm just confirming it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
audible.
audible.
Okay, okay, it's
Yes.
fine. Okay, thank you. Okay, so frequency will be the ongoing and startup and venture upgrade. That is a very simple one, and then you can save it. So till now, we have covered whatever is required needs to be set up into the Jamf to have this policy run. So section one, we have covered the macOS update preparation. We have downloaded the installer. We have packaged it and we have uploaded it. Considering the erase install, we have downloaded the script. We have edited it and then we have packaged it through the composer and then uploaded into the Jamf. Then after section C, we want to let the user know that you have a self-service upgrade available in the self-service. So that is also important to let the user also know too that they have upgrade available. Otherwise, they will just go to the system updates and update their system too. But that is not we want. Okay, so this year, so policy 3 and 4 will go together. So policy 4, like both of them will be available. So policy 4 user will go to the self-service, click on the upgrade. Upgrade will happen. Okay, so and then the policy 5 at the next startup, the inventory will happen. The inventory update will happen. So, and I've also told you like the breakdown of the erase install command, the what are the commands that I use, and the other options also that you can see from the section 2. I have provided you the link of the erase install. So you can modify it according to your environment. Now the next part is the smart groups. Okay. So okay, let me go back to here also to explain here. So in the section 1 and section 2, I've so like the default we are going to use the macOS monitoring machines or the macOS Ventura the macOS Ventura compatible macOS devices. That is fine for the target for the section 1 and 2. Target is fine for that one. Okay. Now for section 3 and section 4. Okay, we need a smart group that has both the install script, the erase install script, and macOS upgrade also. macOS installer should be present. So for getting the macOS Ventura installer like smart group, we can add. But how we are going to get the erase install into the smart group? So we need a extension attribute. We need an extension attribute to give us the value of the erase install version, and so that we can add it into the smart group and we can add into the target. So we need an extension attribute for the erase install. Otherwise we won't be able to get like the erase install version in the jam for actually. So that will be a very difficult process to get it, but I'll try to make the process more simple. So this is the smart groups which provide us with all the Mac computers that have erase installed version 31 installed. Okay, so you can have this extension attribute. You can have this extension attribute. You can save it as a. I mean, you can save. You can go to the computer management and the extension attribute. You can select the data type as integer because it will be like it will give you back the version only 31, and the input type will be the script. Okay, so I think you can see in the message in the image also. I have selected erase install version is 31, and it will give you the devices with the erase install who have the erase install script installed. Okay, and then it is uh, this is the smart group creation. I think this is very easy. So you can create a erase install smart group. Now we know like how we can collect the erase install also. We know how we can collect the macOS installer also. So we so policy. So now we can create a smart group also. Erase install version is 31 and application title is install macOS Ventura. So I think this will clear your this doubt how do we have the erase install. So section 3 and section 4 will have this smart look. Section 5 we can have any smart look because we want the inventory to be updated. That is not an issue, but we can have anyone. So I think you are clear with all the sections 1 to 5, how to the smart groups which I am going to use, how to edit the erase install, how to edit the erase install, how to package the erase install, and how to use these commands like how to trigger the erase install and which command what do it you I think you have understood. And for the Apple Silicon one, how to pass the credentials or how to make it happen, like for the Apple Silicon, the upgrade without letting the user to enter the credentials. So I think you have understood. So this is fine. Until now, it is fine. So now we'll proceed further. So basically, this is all required actually. So for the erase install to work, so all these 5 things required to have the process flow for the erase install. So this will explain you. So what is happening, where it is happening. Okay. So as I have told you, in the policy one, we are going to macOS Ventura is cached as the applications folder. You can have your folder in place. That's fine. Then next, we are going to have the erase install script get installed at the library management. Okay. Now, since we have both these two places, now user will going to get a message, upgrade message that your Mac is ready for the upgrade. Okay. So now we have a policy 4, and that is the macOS upgrade through self-service, where we have erase install command set up to files and processes. Okay, so once the user click on upgrade, okay, Now, once the user will click on upgrade, that command will trigger, and it will the user will I mean the user will see this pop-up upgrading macOS, preparing the installation may take 30 minutes. This 30 minutes we can modify to 45 minutes, or we can change it to the 60 minutes. In my environment, I am using 45 minutes. So I have modified the script, and I have also changed some of the wordings I've added. So that is the benefit of using the erase install script rather than going with the package. Now, after this upgrade is okay, so this upgrade is happening. Okay, so this upgrade will have a progress bar in the bottom. Okay, that progress bar will show you like how much percentage it is completed. Okay, so it will take around 15 to 20 minutes to prepare the macOS installer. Okay, and then it will restart, and then inventory update at startup will happen. And once in inventory update at startup happen, so your Mac, which is on Monterey Smart Group, will directly jump to the Ventura Smart Group, and it will now be act as a exclusion. Okay. Now, so suppose if the upgrade is not happened, okay, then again the inventory update will happen. Inventory will remain. I mean, okay. So after the inventory update, your Mac will be still on Monterey, but it will have a progress bar. Okay. Suppose if it's not having any installer, I'm just getting example. If it's not having any installer, then it will again go to the step one. Macros Ventura needs to be cached, then it is installed on the something. Okay, so this way, this process will go on until your macOS is updated. So this is the process, like it's an ongoing process. So there are very less chances that anything breaks unless and until you have scoped any wrong smart group somewhere else, or your smart group is not collecting that much of not the correct data that is required. So then only it will break. Okay, so let's start with the Apple Silicon one. Now, what is the difference with the Apple Silicon? Apple Silicon, I think you can see upgrading Mac OS. So user has to just enter their credentials and click on continue. Okay, that is the only thing they have to do it. If you have not passed the credentials from the jam, okay, if you have passed the credentials from the jam, then this will not happen. Okay, and if you have not, then user will have to just enter the credential and click continue. Upgrade will start, and after the restart, inventory update will happen, and your Mac will be upgraded to the Ventura. Now, if you pass the credential, will it make any impact on the Intel machines? No, it will not make any impacts on your Intel machine. Intel machines don't require it, so it will not be used. So it will be a fine process. It will not any impact. Now, before going for the there is one thing I want to tell you from my the testing part. Okay, so there are two things I want to tell you. Okay, the first part is like when this uh, upgrading Mac OS will be taking place. Like we will see this message, right? Preparing the installer may take up to 30 minutes. So your installer, like while it is preparing, it will take a pause of 15 to 18 or to 20 minutes at 50 to 65%. Okay, that is for my testing I'm telling you, because I don't want to like it is not moving forward. When the installer is at 50% till 70% or 65%, it will take a very long pause of 15 minutes to 18 minutes. Okay, after that it will go up. It is fine. Total it will take 20 minutes, but within 50 to 65 it will take around 15 minutes to 18 minutes. So this is from my findings from my testing I'm telling you. So, and the other thing is the one more other important things actually. So as I've already told you, you in all these five policies, okay, what I have in this policy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you will not see anything as a failed. Okay, you will not see any in the jam. You will not see anything as a failed unless and until like caching is getting failed or package installation is getting failed. Apart from this, you will not see anything as a failed. Okay, now the main important question, will I know, will I will be able to check the logs of the macOS Ventura upgrade that is in the policy 4. Like if the when the like if the user clicks on OK, like for the upgrade, will I be able to check the logs like in the old times I used to see it? Then no, you won't be able to check the logs of the policy 4. Okay, so that is the thing in this erase install script. Okay, there will be no logs generated. Your Mac will be upgraded. Your Mac will be upgraded, but there won't be any logs generated for the policy when user click on upgrade and machine restart. The reason why it is not generated because erase install basically is a script. Okay, so once the user click on upgrade, your script will start. Okay, and it will preparing the suppose it is preparing this it is preparing your installer, then that script is running. So that script will keep on running until the upgrade happens. Okay, the function of the script is to upgrade your prepare the installer and then restart your machine, apply the upgrades. Okay, so in that between one, your Mac will be in the shutdown state. Your policy will break. Okay, so there will be no logs generated and no logs reported into the jam. So it will not be possible to see the logs of the policy 4. But after the inventory update is happened, the restart happened, your Mac will come into the macOS Ventura Smart Group. So if you try to see how I look into this, so suppose if you have no locks in the if you have no locks in the policy 4, it means that your system is process is working fine. Okay, and if you see any locks in this policy 4, then something is broken on that machine. If so, that how I take this up. I mean this thing actually. If there is any one locks comes, okay, then something must happen in that machine and the upgrade didn't happen. That is for sure. If any locks come, if no locks come, it the upgrade happened. And so at the end of all your macOS upgrade, you should not see any logs in the policy 4. So these are the two things that I have for my testing I have observed, and I thought to share it with you so it will be helpful. So yeah, that's it for the Mac for the Erase install setup and Erase install workflow, how it is going to happen. And I've tried to cover uh, um, as much as I try to cover like as much as possible I can. And so if you have any questions now, you can please let me know.
Hey, Sudhanshu. One quick thing. So initially, to convert the app to PKG, you used mega PKGR script,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Can't we use Composer in there?
No, Composer will not be able to package it. It's a 12 GB of file, right? It will take lots of time actually, and
Oh, okay.
uh,
So,
I think yeah, it won't be possible with the Composer.
okay. So
Uh,
it's the
uh,
time taking, right?
yeah, it's very time taking, and sometime it may get failed also something. So I use the mega packages. It is a very smooth process. So, and
Mhm.
so
Okay.
yeah, it not took 53 minutes. It's 53 minutes it is showing actually, but it took less than that one only. Around 30
Mm,
minutes it took, but it is it is
oh,
reliable actually. It will work.
cool.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So anyone have any other questions regarding setup or is install setup? Any options? Anything?
No, Sudhanshu, it was a very good session. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So yeah.
Sudhanshu,
Yeah.
Sudhanshu,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Can you help me with the
Yes.
links pasted into the chat? The GitHub links?
Yes, I can paste it into the Telegram channel. I will paste all the links after this call. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So if anyone have any questions, they can ask in the Telegram and try to answer it. And I'll try to try to answer most of your questions through the this PPT. So yeah, and this process is just so okay. So this is the Erase install macOS upgrade that is right. But what's the future? What's the future of this one? How the macOS upgrade? So the future is going to be, I think, is the Superman only. So that is going to take care of the macOS upgrade and macOS updates. So so I am working on that one only. So I will try to have a one process, single process in place to have all your macOS updates and macOS upgrades taken care by Superman only. So once that is done, so I will share that with the team. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sudhanshu. Thank you for your time. Actually, it's a great session.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you, Karthik, for organizing this session. Actually,
Thank
so
you,
thank
Karthik.
you so